Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome to this SAU Student Issues Forum. I'm Richard Moore.
And I'm Jennifer Lewis.
And today we're talking with Sonya Anderson, Jeff Grissom, and Tamika Gulley on several topics of interest to SAU students.
Now, Sonya, you know that everyone, when they're enrolled at SAU, has open access to an account in the computer lab that's found in Wilson. Do you feel that this computer lab offers enough, or do you feel that it needs to offer more to SAU students?
I feel that it's fine. One problem about the computer system is that some computers are slower than others. It's hard to log on. And email, there's been some problems in email. Some students send chain letters and this backs up the email system and causes a lot of problems, and a lot of students' accounts are dropped because of this.
Were you happy when the computer staff changed the system over last summer?
Yes, it's much better.
Has it improved the speed or anything at all?
It's faster, but still some computers are still slower as you log on. But I like it, it's fine.
Jeff, give us your feelings on the computer offerings here on the SAU campus.
My main problem with the computer lab is the people that are on the chat lines and in there playing games, because it's real hard to get a computer as it is, and with the people chatting and doing recreational things, it's hard to get in there and get papers done, and you really have to go in, you know, and allow yourself about 10 or 15 minutes before you can really get a good computer.
Do you feel that there's a need for a new, more centrally located area for computers, or there's enough available at this time?
Well, I think the computer lab as it is in Wilson just needs improvement, and they need to crack down on, like I said, the recreational use.
Tamika, as you know, there's an attendance policy here at SAU. You're allowed to miss 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which equals up to a week of missed classes, and 2 classes on Tuesday and Thursday, which equals up to a week of the Tuesday and Thursday classes. Do you feel that this is a fair rule for students at SAU?
No, not really. I don't think it's exactly fair. I think that if you are paying for your own tuition, you should be allowed to miss as many classes as you would like to. You have to take responsibility. You're supposed to be an adult, so you should have to learn to be an adult.
Have you had any experiences with any of your professors where you've missed more than the 3 days on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or the 2 days on Tuesday, Thursday that have caused problems? Or
Yes, I have.
have you? Why don't you tell us about it? With no names used.
I had a class, and I had a B in the class, but I received an F for my semester grade because I missed too many classes.
I think that's happened to all of us. That's happened to me too.
Pretty big issue here, getting a round table of opinions. This is what we're doing on the Issues Forum. Jeff, same question goes to you about the attendance policy. What have been your experiences and your feelings on this issue?
Well, I admit that I've missed my share of class, but sometimes things come up aside from school that you have to miss, and it's just up to the teacher's discretion whether it's excused or unexcused. And I feel that we all should be treated as adults, and if we can pass the class with going 2 or 3 days a semester, well, I think that we should have that opportunity. But most people cannot pass the class by just showing up when they want to, and I think that they need to really look at that policy and make some changes.
Has your professors been rather understanding about absences that you've had, especially for, like, say, family business or sickness or something that was just unavoidable, one of those things of life that come along?
Most of the time the professors have, but there are still some that say even if you're on your deathbed, that's still unexcusable, and I mean, it really needs to be looked at and reconsidered.
Okay, Sonya, We all know that in the dormitories here at school, visitation doesn't start at all until noon, and it's over at midnight on the weekdays and at 1 on the weekends. Do you feel that this is a fair rule?
Yes, I feel that it's fair. I feel that visitation hours, it's been discussed by students, they want longer visitation hours, such as 24-hour visitation. And I feel that some students need their privacy, and if you have a roommate who always has company and you never get your privacy, then that's creating a problem. So I think that if it comes to that, where it's 24-hour visitation, that they should respect you.
Tamika, same question. How do you feel about it?
I don't think freshmen should have 24-hour visitation, but I think it should be allowed for upperclassmen.
Kind of like as the
Privilege.
freshmen, right, okay,
It's a privilege, not a right.
okay.
Okay, Jeff, same question to you. Do you think that allowing 24-hour visitation in designated wings would help to solve this, or do you think they just ought not to have it at all anywhere?
Well, with the 24-hour visitation, I think they should have it, for the upperclassmen, in Tally. They should have it in Tally and Bussey and Talbot, but leave the freshman dorms because, there'd be way too much partying going on because they're at that breakthrough stage of just breaking away and really partying. But if people are going to have people visit their room after the hours, then they're going to do it no matter what. And I think that they should give the 24-hour visitation a look.
Okay.
See, I think that when you sign up to live in the dorms, you can request a wing or a floor. I think that it would make it a lot easier. Say, like Sonya, in your case, you're saying, what if I get a roommate and she has a boyfriend and he would be over there 24/7? Then I think you can specify that you don't want a wing with 24-hour visitation, and then you have the choice of having either or. I think that would help a lot because that way you can please both worlds, so I think that would help. What kind of safety precautions do you think Sonya should be taking if there is 24-hour visitation?
Well, as they do right now, all males are to be escorted to the bathroom, or at all times they're to be escorted, and these rules should be followed.
Okay. Another hot topic on campus right now, and just recently, as a matter of fact, but I think it's kind of been bubbling under the surface for a while, is to develop a daycare here on campus. And let's see, I guess we'll start with you, Tamika. You may have some personal knowledge of some folks that you know about have dealings with this. Do you think that having a daycare on campus would be a positive addition to SAU?
I think it would be. I know a lot of people who have kids and they aren't able to attend school because they have no one to keep their kids and they work full time. And it would be a nice addition to have a daycare that would allow them to attend classes and work or whatever. Maybe have it open from 8 to 3 or 7 to 4 or something like that. And it would also add more jobs for work study.
Jeff?
Well, I think with the daycare, like Tamika said, it would free up a lot of students who have children and allow them the same opportunities. And, it would also, like she said, give a lot more jobs out there to people who really need them. And I think that it's a good idea.
Okay. Sonya?
I know a lot of students who have children and daycare is a problem, and I want to impose this question. A lot of students, they would say, yes, we would like to have daycare here on SAU campus, but then the funding for the program, that's the question. If they say, okay, this is going to raise your activity fee, a lot of students would complain, well, maybe I don't have children, so I don't think my activity fee should rise, so that would be a problem.
Right. Tamika, do you feel that it would help if the daycare was brought to SAU campus? Do you feel that it would help if it was open at night, maybe 2 or 3 hours at night during library and computer lab hours, do you think people would take advantage of that?
It would be a help because sometimes you don't have time during the day to study, and you might have a term paper that you have to write and type up, and you don't have time during the day because you might work or have classes, and then you have to take care of your kids at night, so that would give you some free time to get your work done.
Jeff, it's like Sonya was saying, it all sounds real good, a daycare on campus, but where does the money come from? What are your thoughts on maybe where we could get the funding for that? Do you think it should raise the fees or raise the money in some other kind of way, maybe a fundraiser, or just have the university just foot the bill itself?
Well, I do agree that there would be probably an uproar if they up fees, and they might want to look at getting donations or having fundraisers as an alternative from raising the activity fees.
Let's turn to another topic here. Let's talk about the SAU cafeteria, always in the news, day and night it seems like, and they have a new service organization, Marriott, that's been in charge of it, I believe, since the fall. And start with, I guess, you, Sonya. Do you think that the choices of food offered are sufficient in the SAU cafeteria?
Well, they are better from the last academic year. Still a lot of people complain about the food in the cafeteria, and there was a survey that came out last week about possible changes in the meal plan for the 1998-99 academic year, and it was specifying that the hours for the cafeteria would be longer, like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., and the price would rise, but and also transfers would be cut out. There wouldn't be any more transfers. So I don't know how other students might feel about this. A few students, they said that it was okay about keeping the cafeteria open longer, but as far as cutting out transfers, they didn't like that idea.
Okay. Tamika, what are your thoughts on the SAU cafeteria?
I think Marriott is a vast improvement over PFM, and the food and the quality of it and the quantity of it has improved, but it still needs more improvement.
Okay.
Sonya was just talking about transfer meals. Jeff, do you think you could explain what transfer meals are and whether you agree with them, think they're a good asset to the students at SAU?
Well, I feel that transfer meals should be kept for the students who are in need with it, and if they cut it out, it might discourage a lot of students from taking the meal plans here at SAU.
Right. And transfer meals are where you can get up to $3, is it? They give you a budget to spend, but you can get hamburgers and stuff from upstairs instead of having to go down to the cafeteria. Right.
I also, if they open the cafeteria for longer hours, would the food improve more? Would it be warm, or will the quality decrease? That's another question.
Right.
Well,
Jeff, does the Mule Rider Grill located in the cafeteria meet up to your expectations?
Well, during the rush times, around noon and around 5 o'clock, I wouldn't go up there because normally there's 1 or 2 workers. It's pretty slow. There's a line nearly going out the door. And about the best time to eat is in the off times when there's nobody there.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.